What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sports Freaks Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Cummings, and alongside me today is...
Mike Marshall.
Dominic Petnon.
This is Mike Marshall's first podcast with us, and we're very excited to introduce him to our viewers.
Yep. Marshall, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, went to Brother Ice. Cubs suck. That's
We're going to hear a lot about this today.
He's a big Pittsburgh Pittsburgh fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you see the Pirates there. Yes, but this is going to be a baseball video with Mike and Dominic, and we're first going to start off since this is the All-Star break as time we're recording. We're going to start off with the Chicago Cubs, who are fifth in the NL Central with a record of 47-51. Some of the stand-up players have been Shota Imanaga, as we talked about. Obviously, you see Michael Busch, one of the rookies. Cody Bellinger, you see that does some damage every now and then, but DP, I want to start with you. What do you think of this Cubs season so far, and can they make the wild card?
Just got one word. Shit. It's just
Really?
It's the White Sox and the Cubs. Like
better than the White Sox. You gotta admit that.
But they're still in last. It's not like they're. I don't think they're gonna make the wild card. I think that no. I mean, no. Marshall, you want to kind of hop on this? You're more of a big baseball guy.
I think they're terrible.
Are you saying because you hate them, or just like
No. They're
Non-biased opinion.
this build of a team is terrible.
You want to elaborate more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they were smart at the trade deadline, July 30th, they would trade everybody that has value.
Oh.
And then rebuild like Baltimore or like the Pirates did.
Yeah.
And they would get better. Like in 2016, they won the World Series.
Yeah.
Before, that's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
They were smart. They do that. Again, the Cubs aren't smart. They're stupid. So,
They're smarter than the White Sox.
Well, the White Sox you kind of saw them trading away a lot of their superstars, and then
You know, it's actually crazy though. We'll talk about the Cubs in a second, but like for the White Sox, the year 2021 where they won the division,
yeah.
it's like half those guys are not even on a roster anymore.
Well, they traded all of them. They thought, Marshall, they thought they were going to get some value and thought, we're going to start a rebuild now, and that rebuild's now going to go on for.
yeah, if they're going to do a rebuild, they need to go fully into it.
Yeah.
Like, trade Luis and Crochet. Get back 4 or 5 prospects each.
And we haven't done
then-
that, which is.
Just do what the Orioles did. They did that perfectly. So,
Yeah, and with the Cubs now, as recently they did sweep the Baltimore Orioles. Speaking of the Orioles, which is kind of impressive, I'll say myself. And then they split with the St. Louis Cardinals, their rival. Let's just say hypothetically, how could they make that push towards the wild card? Like, would everything have to go right, or was it just like,
A lot would definitely have to go right.
Yeah.
They would. I think they would have to add a couple more pieces to that team, build it more around. I don't see a universe where they make the playoffs in general this year.
I think
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think it's
I don't
feasible.
think there's any scenario at all.
No, but if they do want to get better, it's kind of like Marshall. I thought that was very smart. What Marshall said is they want to try and push for playoffs. They need to start rebuilding. Anybody with value.
I feel like they've been in rebuild now. They've been kind of trickling up in the
But it's like a stagnant rebuild. They're not doing anything that has any kind of value to it.
When you give Dansby Swanson $177 million for 7 years, you're trying to go after a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was just probably the second worst contract in Cubs history.
Really? What do you think the first one was?
Yeah, what would be the first one was?
Jason Hayward.
Okay.
All right, yeah. All right, now speaking, as we're going to the White Sox now, and so White Sox, obviously we know.
They suck.
They suck with a record of 27-71, and they're pretty much like just dead last in every category. I know they have some bright pitchers like Garrett Crochet. Eric Fetty's been around for a little bit, but it's I just when do you think Pedro Grifol will be fired? I think that's really that's my only question so far.
At the end of the year.
You think so? I think as soon as possible. I
think he's the worst manager in baseball, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't get anything out of his players.
Why do you think someone's worse than him?
No, I actually Nah, I think he is the worst manager.
Yeah,
He doesn't get anything.
Sorry, guys.
He doesn't get anything out of any of his players.
Yeah.
Well, I've said this before on the one of my podcasts that broadcaster Steve Stone said, like, it's not that the White Sox are necessarily a bad team; it's that they can't close out games. Like they've been able
They
to.
have been. When we were watching a game at one of my buddy's house, and they were up. What was it, 5-0, and
Yeah, they blew it.
they blew the lead.
Yeah, so they're able to get like home runs and runs in, but they can't close out a game. Like they've had like literally 20 plus games where they've had a good decent lead and they cannot close it out.
Yeah.
They might have the worst bullpen I've ever
Oh,
seen
yeah.
in my life.
Really? I mean, I know the Cubs have had their bullpen struggles too. I mean, they've
Their
also been
bullpen
their team.
is terrible too.
Cubs bullpen is definitely terrible, but the White Sox.
I've
is
seen the
just-
White Sox like just give away games in one inning.
This is what I will say. I'll say if the White Sox were to close out those 20-something games and if everybody stay healthy, they're not the worst team in baseball.
Who do you think will end
Yeah.
up being if they do that? Who do you think will end up being the worst team then?
Most likely Miami. I mean, Miami's also been pretty bad this year.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the White Sox, like Steve said, if they were to close out some of those games, they would be better than what their record actually says. But instead, they're not.
If they close out some of those games, I
Yeah.
still see them still being.
Last. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
they would still be last in the division, but they wouldn't be last in the entire league. And so, does Luis Robert and Garrett Crochet get traded at the trade deadline? Because that's been kind of one of like the big topics for the White Sox. Is that what are they going to do at the deadline?
I think 100% they should trade both of them.
They should, but will they? That's
Probably
yeah.
not. Probably
That-
not.
that's the
Because
thing.
they're stupid.
Yeah. I mean, Luis
dumb.
Roberts has a lot of value right now. I mean, he has his injury concerns,
Yeah,
But-
but at the play, he's
but when
really
he
good.
does play,
Yeah,
he's really good,
yeah,
and he has very good trade value right now.
yeah.
They should trade him. They should trade him as soon as possible, because if he gets hurt again or
Yes.
something, God forbid,
Yes.
happens, there goes the trade value.
Same thing. Eloy had trade value a couple years ago. Now he's nothing. Nobody wants him because
No.
he sucks now. Got hurt too many times.
Well,
It's just
that's the thing. Nobody wants an injured player, and I loved Eloy. I really did. He was a
Mhm.
really good player for us. But when someone gets hurt way too many times, you stop believing in
Yeah,
that
believe
play.
it. Kind of like with Yohan Moncada. I said before with this White Sox team, I believe one of the biggest downfalls was injuries.
Yeah,
Look at Tim Harrison before his injury. Moncada, like a lot of these guys, like they were projected to be superstars, and like I think expectation killed them, and I think injuries killed them.
yeah.
At the end of the day,
I mean, have we heard anything like big news about Tim Anderson ever since?
no, he was sent down,
I mean, yeah, I mean,
and same thing with Jose Abreu.
which sucks because those players back in the day, I guess you could say,
Yeah,
they were really good for us.
Yeah, they were great for us.
oh, Brady sucks now.
Yeah,
terrible.
that's what I'm saying. Like half the roster that the White Sox won the division with are not on a team.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I remember Mercedes wasn't really around for long, but he's playing Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yasmani Grandal is a part-time catcher
Oh,
with a
he's
batting average
terrible.
of one
Terrible.
with below 200.
He's terrible.
And that 2-year Pirates man.
He's terrible.
Exactly. Tim Anderson, he was one of my favorites. He was arguably one of the better players in the league at one time.
You know what Tim Harrison's a great example of when he's with the White Sox is that when things are going well, he's one of the best people you can ever meet. When things are going bad,
Won the batting title.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, when things are going bad, you don't want to be around them. All right, guys.
He had one home run in a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Last year, he had one home run.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That is it for I believe, episode 16.
Something like that. It seems like they're going by so fast.
Yeah, so fast. We're gonna make another video, and the next one it would be about the Bears moves. We'll see you guys in the next one.